when they were on the defensive side. A couple of clutches being won out by Hasham too. All look pretty good. So hopefully we see a little bit more attacking prowess from both teams in this game. Twisted Minds taking away the Thorn and the Goyo, by the way. Again, similar to what I said about Virtus Pro back on the previous map. They want to go fast. It's Border. You want to move at quite a little bit of pace here.
Glass band, snake band, give me 1 sec, chat.
One is always watching off and Dovahkiin.
Wow. Good angle.
I tell you what, we were joking about this yesterday and saying, you know, guards, teams to be racing to try and get his signature. But you know what? Dov played well yesterday, and that is a wonderful shot to start things off.
Yeah, brilliant start there. And Solotov, he had a bad day yesterday, and it doesn't start any better so far today. CCTV already coming under
Did Falcons lose yesterday, or did they win?
We've got Leak-a-Fac. He's rotated in there. I don't know if he was already in there to try and support Solotov. He must have been because the wall's reinforced. But yeah, he's now all alone, and he's in a situation where he's going to be coming under significant pressure.
They have the cross in the window, so
his life there one way or another. There is a little bit of support for him here, which you do need if you're going to try and play in CCTV. If you try now,
he just has to tank this. Yeah, it's so fun. I mean, Doke is so strong to clear out that power spot, bro.
Like that for the trade, essentially. Users does manage to get Jalad.
They just don't call the guy in CC, and he's just dead no matter what.
Not going to get the
no
job
Doke
done.
ban is so insane. But maybe the teams aren't banning it because they know it's going to get hot fixed soon.
His team needs something. They need something to get them established in this round. Level things
all the way to
3, because at the minute they've got a man disadvantage, and this is not looking good for Falcons.
Trix has played this so well. He's shot out a C4. He's dealt with a second C4 that was thrown at him as well, and is still applying pressure.
This is just so edged.
Oh, shit.
Uses.
The man and gets the 1P9 behind him, and then finally gets
good moves, Uses. Holy
down
shit.
to a 2 versus 2. Uses could be on for an ace here in round 1.
And this is exactly why I said Falcons are good coming to Border, because it just removes, you know, yeah, you can lose a couple of kills. Yeah, you can, you know, lose a bit of ground. You can do these things, and you can fight your way back into it no matter what.
1v5 essentially this round.
And users made it about as simple as it gets.
You were God, thinking of the something that. Jess, thinking of the something that. Splash, thinking of the something that. Taking some 8 months, bro. Falcons is signed you for the legendary Fett and Yahoo strike. So
triple in the round for him.
Give me a sec,
Great stuff from Twisted Minds, who get themselves the first round on Border done.
And I think that round is probably pretty representative of why many don't particularly enjoy Border. It's definitely at our end of the pool in terms of being very gunfight heavy. And you hear that and go, well, I actually said to you before, like, I have issues people say that, oh, it's a gunfight heavy map, and no one ever really says like why, or says explicitly why it's kind of seen or perceived to be that way. It's because from outside the map, as you've just seen, pretty much every challenge comes together. The first entry that we saw, outside the map. Users getting a couple of kills, just looking outside the map. Very rarely do you see gunfights happen inside the building unless it's inside the office itself or happening downstairs. And
would you rather, chat, because King George made a good point. Can't call the same person twice as good, lower the damage to 30, remove fire explosion. Would you rather have the fire or the explosion damage? I would rather have the fire. I think guaranteed damage is just a bad concept, you know? And I know you're gonna say, oh, you could just pick up the phone. If you're getting pressured, like EFAC was in CC right there, I don't think I'd rather have the fire, right? Forcing the move, yeah. Because I think guaranteed damage if someone's just in your face pressuring you just isn't good. That's what I think.
10 talented players inside of the server. We're gonna have a quick entry in through.
I don't even think the phone should do any damage.
With the super short, he is going to open things.
I think it's. I think maybe have the fire just spread more.
Make it passable. Yes, there we go.
Just have the fire do the damage.
And I like this from Twisted Minds. This is hard
for the
battle a lot of time for the attackers on board.
Personally,
inside of the map.
I don't like the concept of guaranteed damage.
Getting it done and taking a bit of ground.
I was going to say, because now mute jammers have got that slight extension to their range as well. Like, you can get them into some spots behind doors where they can't be killed from the door.
No. I'm okay. Like,
you need to roll a nade on through, like
I know damage plus fire is OD. I'm just saying, which one would you get rid of? I would get rid of like the flat damage and just have the fire be the damage doer, and keep the fire. Because I think.
Towards these stairs now. Just finds opportunity to get in there and take that ground. But June does manage to move himself onto the staircase, so he is
I don't know. I don't like the. I'm asking an open question. I'm asking an open question. June playing his lower east position. Doke's on the board again. Using a Doke call for June now. June's in a power spot. He literally just has to tank it. Takes 40 damage. I don't like guaranteed damage. Oh, good power on the east side though. They're all so low from all these Doke calls and shit, bro.
Look at this mobility, just using those impact nades to create some new paths for himself. But it's that man again. Dover takes down Solotov. 4 versus 4 as he gets Twisted Minds back into the round.
Hey, buddy, what are you? Yes, sir. Hello, hello, hello.
For sure. Not quite the end of the world yet.
Transition down into east minimal. Oh, bad whiffs, but gets it eventually.
That's 2 kills. Twisted Minds, who when they turn that heat up, are very hard to cool down. Leakerback and Brede with it all to do here against 4 players on the other side, and they've got an absolute age of time to work with Tim. 60 seconds on this.
Good reset by Twisted Minds here. No more Doke call to hunt this guy down though. Can EFAC be a rat?
An absolute age. You can just push slowly, you know, realistically on either floor. There's about 6 rooms that you're working with, you know, so you can just track down people and put them in bad situations, just like they've done there. They've just very, very slowly pushed down with the blitz.
What's the mind just running through them right now with these clears?
They've got a crossfire
leaving Dokkaebi up. I wonder if they're leaving Dokkaebi up because they know it's going to be nerfed. I don't know why all these teams are leaving Dokkaebi up. Barbell, thank you for the sub for 12 months. Appreciate you, man. Echo, thank you for the sub for 5 months. Appreciate you, man.
Yep. And we'll dare I say to a level team, looking to kind of
play
the meta across those 2 rounds too.
I'm concerned about why do you play with the controls inverted and mouse upside down like you said in the comment.
Came along, had the blitz in this round to punish off the back of a Dokkaebi call. But back in round 1, just to kind of touch back on that now, I've thought about it a bit further. They kind of played a ranked classic.
Yeah, man, I do that shit.
Cut off the flanks or punish players that were dug into spots. They had Grim, they had Dokkaebi, they had Deimos, they had Blackbeard. This is the kind of stuff that is making ranked hell on earth right now, and I can only imagine when you've got a very coordinated squad of 5 running at you, it's going to feel even more punishing. They're making great use of the operators. Always one shield.
I'm the Twisted Minds hate watcher. Why? Okay, I think Beast goes over as fuck. I agree. I agree. I agree.
+2 flex spots.
Oh wait, I love their energy. Holy shit. Late ass predict. Well, that's.
Defending on board is
I don't
not
do the predicts,
always easiest. You've got to be very aggressive with it. You've got to stop the attacking team getting inside of the map, and that's something that Falcons have struggled with.
Who's winning in a cage fight, Fett versus Doki? I'd hope I'd win.
The operators that have been being brought along.
I'm like a couple weight classes above that guy. I'm fat as fuck. That guy's short and skinny. I'm fat as fuck.
Really difficult for
I hope I fucking win that.
Grim being brought along as well. Buck being brought. You know, all these operators that are going to force you to move around.
Doki his pockets on. Then again, Doki might be like insane in the head. So like, Loki, he might just have that dog in him. He might just bite my fucking dick off.
To deal with. They're going to try to play power positions. They've got to be focusing on how do we keep ourselves in these positions.
No Dokkaebi this time. It looks like it's literally better for clearing a power spot. Like I've already noticed this game that it's better for clearing a power spot than it is.
Right, if you know, to hold on to CCTV,
for anything else.
But Twisted Minds are just fighting through it brilliantly.
Well, hopefully here, Falcons can give us something. A C4 ready for the window, a second use of back pocket if required. Leakerback probably going to be hanging around downstairs and looking for a plant. And we've seen him do that one before. But here we go. A lot of Candelas raining on through. More to try and force movement, I think, and give a bit of space elsewhere. It's more bait coming in because there's no plant attempt coming in from P9. It looks like he's starting to have a think about it as well. Of course, on the Kappa Towers, lots of fire he can toss around. I'm looking, of course, towards the 2 small EMPs they've got in back pocket. Interesting choice there when they haven't got any hard breach on side. That's definitely directed towards certain gadgets.
That Shum's just such a rat, bro.
Solotov on the Fenrir.
Just kind of completely counters out his roam.
I was just going to say, Falcons
by proning in a corner.
That initial sort of flurry of utility being sent in. They didn't
mine just be on some good shit, bro. They fired off bottom east because maybe they assumed June would be there, but June played suicide wall instead with the smoke and then fell off.
The benefits of that on the clock. We're now down to
and Goyo Ban lets him threaten the Archives Rushmore.
But they have got that opener again. Leakerfac's been taken down, and that's super important because it's the Solace, and we know there's so much verticality here on board.
Quack join the duck army. Quack to the max. Well, whoever is raiding me as a duck, I appreciate your raid. Jimmy was cleared of the office 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. Power spot. Oh, it's really impressive. Twisted Minds have a util dump identity. But that util dump identity, they have a rat fast identity, and they get a plant identity after that. They're going to be such a powerful team. They might be a top 2 EU team.
Oh, the timing. He's down anyway. It's okay.
Yep. See Solotov.
I feel like I haven't even gotten raided yet.
30 seconds left to go, and the hunt continues underneath for
but thank you. Thank you, Duck Army, for the raid.
Breeder's going to do a lot more to
thank
Tricks.
you.
Manages to take him down. Absolutely.
I didn't get the notification.
The man's getting ahead of themselves a little bit. Not enough
Did I turn it off?
to know that Breeder was playing that position so aggressively.
Did it happen? I don't even know.
And that might just be the opener that Falcons need to get themselves into this one. Track comes in from underneath. We've got the Demos working.
Listen, mines look actually disgusting.
The damage, 5 seconds
oh, wait a minute.
1v2, surely he's won the round. It's a 1v1. Can he win it?
He traded it. Holy shit, Usus. No.
What?
Usus won that. Wait, Usus crazy 1v3. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
99%
sure they won
my
that.
god.
Drop shot at the end, and I know Usus died.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it was a trade. Falcons won the round.
That's wild.
Wow.
Falcons need to count their blessings there.
Fair play, Usus, though. That was huge from him. He was being trapped, let's not forget, by the Demos from downstairs. The majority of that closing moments.
Holy
still
shit.
Gets away with a couple of kills and wins out in the close. Madness. But most importantly, they've got a round on the board, Tim.
Yeah, really important for Falcons. Look,
Sorry if this has already been asked. Will we see pro strat breakdown for the Gamba map? I mean, if people start I haven't played the game. I can't give you guys strats if I would love to. Well, I would love to, but I can't until I play the map. Demos ban, no doke ban.
Yeah.
The game for the
Again, I feel like it's just, at least, I know, like, maybe you're anticipating playing not against it because of the nerf incoming, but I don't know. I feel like it's still good for these first couple of games to get rid of. So look at this. This is a Sense Dokkaebi, right? They're going for the CC kill again. The CC guy, they walk a Blackbeard at him and they don't call him. He's fucked. Guaranteed campfire under his feet.
I thought a Sham had closed it out, but no, it was really well played.
I don't know. I think it's still good to ban regardless. Double reinforced, triple reinforced, triple wall. Give up East entirely, yeah, so that Joom doesn't die to the dope call again. Joom gets to play a real fucking setup this time. Maybe it breaks side with the castle. But that looks like they're a little behind on the meta at least. I mean, I don't know. I personally would anticipate Doke being abused to the literal max, but we'll see. Thorlock, thank you for the raid. Oh, okay, I do have raid notification. Okay, so the Quack raid didn't actually raid me. It's just a.
That's not, depending how they're attacking today, that's not the end of the world.
Just a hive mind activity. I appreciate you, hive mind. I appreciate you.
A step up compared to what we saw when they last played it, because like I said, back then they played this previously. It was 8-6 to Twisted Minds. It was 5 defensive round wins apiece. We've already broken that with Twisted Minds here, and
yeah, they're going for Armory again. Blackbeard outside of CC window.
I don't think they're really going to care, Tim. They'll keep on flashing them out. Now the Warden's gone away as well. The Deimos will certainly relieve at least a little bit of pressure. There is still plenty more damage to be done by Twisted Minds.
I'm trying to find the CC player right now on drone so they could doke. Oh, they don't have a doke.
For the time being.
Oh, missed nade.
Nade was supposed to go into our calves, catches the door frame, comes back out.
Sense wall, no sense wall.
Going to have Solotov trying to
on the mirror.
This CCTV position again. We saw it previously. This was his to try and hold on to. He gave himself away a little bit early, or more a good shot from Dover took him out early.
Good movement from Solotov here.
From Solotov, gets one, goes for another.
Oh my God, he's challenging that Nomad.
He's doing his job. He's got half of the round wasted here. It's going to be tricky, but June finding a shot does help him out. 1 minute 25.
Trix is getting fucked here. Oh, he's alive. That's crazy. Really good hold from Falcons with a util at the smoke. That Mira and smoke hold is really good. Oh, it's a sense wall on this side. I'm confused by this, honest to God. I don't know why they would put the sense over here where we can block off armory. I feel like the smoke was the whole reason why that push wasn't advanced as well. I feel like if you're going for an armory kill, you might as well put the sense on that side. I feel like the original idea with the Dokkaebi was better, but maybe I'm wrong.
Falcons feels like they can probably hold on here as long as they get their crosses right. Both players on the side of Twisted Minds stacking up together here and now looking to work their way across this top floor.
Yeah, Falcons just going to take the drop, at least 2 of them back on site now, all 3 actually showing on that first floor, 1 out in customs. So Falcons decided they're not going to use the verticals to try and hold on to ventilation here. It's going to be all about that horizontal play. They're going to try just keep themselves out of.
Oh, that's a new gun on Sense too.
Time being a lot of movement inside of.
Forgot Sense as a gun. I'm going for hunting the ISO player inside of customs.
This player inside of customs is causing them significant problems.
Good strategical adjustment by Falcons on the play non-E stairs player giving, and then a heavy like util stalling CC hold so that the doke or like whatever clears they're going for not working out. Now it's up to Twisted Minds to switch it around. Now that Falcons are playing more of an anti-util setup, the util stack like against the clear strats that the Twisted Minds have been going for. The Twisted Minds need to switch their identity again for these last 2 rounds. I feel like.
May have taken a big clutch from usage previously.
They're saying it's a raid from YouTube. W raid from YouTube, bro.
Couple of rounds. I think they just didn't really know which way was left and which way was right. They were being spun around by Twisted Minds, and the pace and the aggression at which they were arriving. That's the first round where they've looked, I think, quite stable and like they can actually really front the defense up against Twisted Minds overall. It was an offsite. It was something a little bit different. Maybe things change. We find ourselves going back up to a primary at some point. But for now, we've had Armory one, we've had Vents one. So now we're going to find ourselves going down towards Bathroom.
Let's see if Falcons put more stock in the top floor this time or not. Last time around, they were happy. It's a little bit unusual to spend the last 30 seconds inside of sight when you've got a downstairs site here on board, given the amount of verticality up on that top floor that's available. But Falcons, they certainly weren't worried by it. The risk was calculated and it paid off. Let's see what they do in this one. Plenty of resource being committed up to this top floor. We can see the reinforcements, we can see the rotations being opened up. They're going to try to hold on there for as long as possible. But imagine we'll see maybe a little bit of a east stairs push here, a little bit of pressure towards that side. Try and get triple wall open, try and put the pressure directly into Office and Fountain if you Twisted Minds.
Well, let's get the build out then onwards from here. Starting things out with the drones around east stairs. No surprise, it is one of the main entry points on this map. It's where you want to start your push forward because it starts to give you pressure in towards break. It gives you pressure, I was going to say, in towards Office as well. But Juma's very much ignored that so far. So forget about your drones that are sat on east stairs. I'm coming in towards Passport. I'm checking you out. Jalad, the first one to fall the sledge, is gone. That's not too great given he was their vertical destruction in this round.
Magnet ready.
Yeah,
Warden Ben from Twisted Minds.
Ideal start, and it's going to give Falcons that little bit.
They're holding East again.
To keep hold of top
and again, I feel like Twisted Minds also not picking Doke here is like kind of trolled too. But then I don't know. Like a lot of teams have not been doing it. Is it not adjusting fast enough, or am I just stupid and they know something I don't? Like maybe it's not as good. I feel like for that East Stairs player, like maybe they think that June wasn't going to play East again, but he did end up playing East again super aggro.
Twisted Minds in the advantage, 3 versus 3 though, as Leak Effect there with a late trade takes down the IQ, and that means Falcons just looking across the list. Useless is the only one left alive above. Maybe an opportunity there for Twisted Minds with a minute 30.
2 players up top for Falcons. Twisted Minds, 1 player underneath. Do they go for horizontal? No, 1 falls off actually. So 1 top, 2 bottom. EFAC playing a rat spot. EFAC gets a pick and falls off. Huge value here. Now they play horizontal. That's top 4 control for Twisted Minds. They can go for hatch plant, but they have to kill the guy inside bathroom and inside of workshop. They need to get workshop hatch control here.
Especially coming up against 2 C4s on the other side.
Oh, they have a ping.
As soon as they drop in through a hatch there, they are going to be toast.
Oh, drone found him though. Oh, doesn't take any damage from that 4-bang. C4 still up though. I need to make sure no one's inside a bathroom before they go for the drop. That's a wall bangable. Oh, he ran away at the perfect time. They have to go for bathroom drop. I think they know. Oh, player on the rotate. C4. Nope. 3-day. Good angle.
But it's too much of a risk because Trix gets taken down. 39 seconds left, so a bit of time to work with. P9 in the 1v3.
Does EFAC know? Oh, he's on the other side of the teller wall. Good cross here from EFAC and his teammate. Does he have 1 more Grim? No more Grims. If he had 1 more Grim for this door, it might be doable, but it's not. Good crossfire from Falcons.
He doesn't know that EFAC's inside of the doorway there. Just sprints across, gives him the opportunity, and Falcons
I gotta pee, Chid. I gotta pee. Be right back.
Keep on fighting.
Yeah, I mean, 3 in a row on defense now. That's starting to now look far more like what we saw last time these 2 teams played, where they're just struggling here. Twisted Minds, I think, in the mid-round to collect the kills that gives themselves the man advantage that we saw back in the first 2 or 3. And those times they were getting themselves into, say, a 4 versus 3, collecting that 3rd man, making it a 4v2, and very comfortably closing things out from there. But Jalad being taken out in Passport early on into a 2nd kill that then flowed on board. they haven't been able to get themselves very stable across these last 2 or 3 rounds, but for the most part, it feels not too bothered by it. They haven't had that timeout coming through to try and course correct things. There's no point doing it now going into the very final round of the half, but to go from what looked like a very dominant 2-0 to potentially being down 2 and 4 at the half, disappointing in Twisted Minds, but amazing for Falcons to have really shown fight back.
Final defensive round for Falcons then, as you say, showing great grit to get themselves back into this after that wobbly start, especially against a team like Twisted Minds, because they are one of those kind of, I classify them as like a confidence team. The more momentum they gain, the more kills that they get, the more outlandish shots that they manage to hit, the worse they become to play against, because it's just like they're a boulder rolling down a hill. They just gather speed behind them, and an absolute nightmare to try and put the brakes on, but Falcons have done a great job of doing exactly that. Twisted Minds have continued getting into the map well. They've continued taking, you know, the ground well sometimes, but Falcons just able to be flexible around that, be able to take the fights in multiple locations, you know, not have to fight on their terms all the time. And it's certainly worked wonders for them as they find themselves now 3-2 on the scoreboard. Final defense is going to be Armory and Archives. We've seen them try it twice. It's a 50-50.
C4 ready, kind of the plant. They already know. Very telegraphed, it seems. Like 3Day completely knows the plant's going down. Thatcher does disable it though. Shot the C4 to mid-air. Is a second C4. Oh, it misses though. It misses.
In fact, yes, it just comes over, but it's been zapped out again. Dol spotting out both and dealing with them, and now they've got a diffuser.
Doom really trying to run out on this side. Thatcher execute. Goyo ban. That's the Goyo ban. Or Goyo ban and Thorn ban for that reason, so they can go for this execute. When this guy just has a crazy right angle, finally gets refragged by Solotov. Oh, wait, doable? If he can long arm it and have his teammates stick it, it's doable. Oh wait, oh he got off. He got off the defuse. Oh wait a minute, last guy outside here. Has to hop out. Oh.
11 seconds. Shom holds on and manages to close it out.
That's crazy.
A 3-3
That's crazy.
Split on
Good
the
Thatcher
half.
strat.
Twisted Minds managed
W
to get
Thatcher rush strat from Twisted Minds right there.
That was.
Well, Leo's got something to say to him. Let's go to him now.
So far, it seems to be a very even result, and I think for different strong points on both sides. I think for Twisted Minds, really what I want to show, what I want to highlight is their team play. If we take an example at this round 2, I think was a great example of how well this
I'm going to take this chance to formulate my tweet because I need to get it out of my head.
If I take you know, the example here, we're going to notice a certain player all the way there, that's Joom, all the way into Tellers, and he's currently completely stuck between Jelly that's outside his window.
Oh, I need to just clip it from the stream because
will not get the job. Molotov gets one goal.
Disable those.
Let's just get
Expensive.
I didn't clip it. It's not in my clip, sadly.
Pace here.
There.
Yeah, after Solotov does, or no, not. I do have it in the clip. I do have it in the clip.
Amazing. J-Lad is pressuring from Teller's window. That's phantom pressure. At
Fuck
the
all
same
that.
time, Trix is coming with the blitz. Joom on a sliver of HP has to try and survive here. And so if we go in, Trix is actually going to go and pressure
TV. If you try CCTV, need if you're going to try and play in CCTV. If you try and
oh, he just has to tank this.
Somebody for him here, which you do need if you're going to try and play in CCTV. If you try and
oh, he just has to tank this. Yeah, it's so fun. I mean, Doke is so strong to clear out that power spot, bro.
Twisted Minds are ready to get the picks. What's really good is that they're using the shield to create movement. But
I mean, Doke is so strong to clear out that power spot, bro.
To that movement and get a free kill.
Doke.
Really well played for Twisted Minds. Honestly, the team play is stellar so far.
It's those pinches that
Or your mom's at yo, Bebop, thank you for the sub and ads. Thank you for subbing for 12 months, Bebop. Holy shit, appreciate your loyalty, bro.
In particular as well, which kind of led to some confusion, the fireworks we were hoping to see.
Well, what do you do when you're in those pinches when that team player's coming at you? Well, big name and big game players step up, and User's got a massive 1 versus 3, including, by the way, we don't see it all that often, a trade.
Yeah.
And of course, because the diffuser was knocked down, because it was just in the normal round, a direct trade goes to the side of the defenders, and that got Falcons on the board. As it is, I don't think they're going to be too upset. A 3-3 split on the side of border, defending is a really, really good result, especially against Twisted Minds.
Honestly, the result so far is unpredictable because I think that the strength of both teams is just like up and there, which is amazing to see from Twisted Minds, by the way, because they're continuing on the momentum of kickoff on SL, of the same momentum as
Thank
SLC
you,
as well.
for being willing to hop fix Stoke. Thank you for these great suggestions. I completely agree. Aside, but instead want
No, it's still
1-2 swap damage.
Very, 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 very strong.
Yeah.
And we've seen Fakir use
Want to keep the fire while removing the damage. I think near guaranteed
especially when executes and stuff happen, right? And Border straight back for these kinds of executes. So hopefully we get to see some.
There's a bad concept.
Thank you very much, guys, and good breakdown as well. Well, at 3-3 apiece, Tim, it could really go either way from here, or it could just go towards OT like the last time they played on Border.
Yeah, well, he said it was 8-6.
Currently,
able to get it done with those
and also
rounds,
currently the op.
See more here. There's very little to separate these two. You know, as the desk have said, they're both, you know, having
general,
great passage as a player,
but also
finding the answers in some rounds, but not others. And we're seeing a real classic matchup here. Absolutely. So far. So first defense for Twisted Minds will be up on that top floor. Armory and Archives standing out immediately. We've got. I like watching the Ella lately because we've got
to
this
see what they do.
Duality of, you know, do the Geschmack Mines go out at the beginning of the round? Do they keep them in pocket for plant denial or for dealing with the shields once they know where they're pushing from?
We out. Sorry, Jen, I have a low blood sugar right now, so I'm kind of like just tanking it till my food gets here. I don't want to like eat full until I'm fucking.
What I do love is that last time they played, I mentioned earlier on, they had 3 Ks each in regulation, staying on their defenses when they came away on top. We had 6 multi-kills in that first half. In 2 of the rounds, we had
really aggressive on the break door, already gets a pick.
That it has been a game of heroes. It's been individuals going massive in certain rounds. As you've just seen, Dov has started things off at least in good form here with the long-range DMR. Able to do a lot of damage. We still want to go for earlier doing a hell of a lot of work with it back on back.
With 2 dope calls left.
In one of those rounds, making use of that weapon.
Who's he calling now?
Of starting things off in similar fashion, it is Solotov to fall, who
you need to find the players east side and get a dope call on them.
Like, admittedly, only the
entry targeted by Demos. There's a dope calling them at the same time. Dope call on the sentry as well. Bottom east. There you go. Dope call and Demos.
For a little while now, he did kind of start to
nade out after that. This guy's just into shits. Demos track. Another dope call. Dope call the sentry again. Nade again. They're not coordinating this at all, though. I feel like they didn't coordinate this clear at all. They didn't nade and dope call at the same time. If they nade and dope call at the same time, then the guy's supposed to move. That was terrible from Falcons, actually. That was the easiest kill they could have possibly gotten. And they just wasted another dope call and they missed a nade on this guy. I think this was terrible from Falcons. They didn't coordinate it at all. All they had to do is nade first and then dope call while the nade's going out. They trolled that.
I mean,
they fucking trolled that.
Here, Falcons on the push on forward, and wow, that's one way to make a statement in round 7. A flawless coming out, start through to finish. Falcons not able to get anything done in that round. Wonderful.
That really tough for Falcons, didn't? And if you remember in the first half, I said, you know, part of defending on Border is keeping them out of the building. It's keeping them from getting ground. As soon as attackers start getting a beachhead, start getting their feet on the floor and are able to push you, it gets really difficult on Border. And I feel that's something that Twisted Minds did quite well on the attack, was to get themselves at least inside of the map. It didn't always result in a round win, but they got themselves in there and they got established, whereas Falcons were nowhere near there, really. We saw League of Fact dying outside of the map. We saw, both him and Breedy at the end there died outside of the map on the balcony, and that was towards the end of the round. So, yeah, that's something that Falcons need to deal with here. I think they need to be a little bit more concentrated there. I'd like to see where everybody was pushing. Like I say, Breedy was on his own on East Stairs. He's got P9 on balcony, so he can't push past that door because he's going to have P9 on his backside, but he can't turn the corner to try and push P9 with his shielding dislodging, because if he does, he's then exposing his back to the stairs, to triple wall, to all sorts of other problems. So Breedy was in kind of a no-win there, really. So yeah, I think I just want to see Falcons work together a little bit more. Single point of pressure.
Nomad Dope here. Montaigne looks like East minimal. Take top East.
2 or 3 of us are going to go there and make it impossible for those defenders to stay in position. We saw Twisted Minds.
I think they're going to Nomad off the flanks, go for minimal plant. They have no hard breacher, though. I mean, maybe they're relying on the luggage rotate being open because they have castles bottom east. Yeah, Trix is castling something bottom east, like square side. So we'll see. Rotating people. No, that guy's going outside passport. I think they're going for the east clear. Minimal east clear.
at least got the right idea and the right game plan.
He just should not be clearing that by himself. Surely they have nades for that.
My friend. All gathered out here on the south side.
Ego challenge to the books player. They lost a lot of EFAC punishes.
Solotov was early when Dov took his nose clean off. Leak about to get rid of P9.
Are they not going to?
Oh, well, not the F-Nats, but the operator offline.
The top East player? They didn't even need a doke call on that guy.
A great start for Falcons.
Oh, they're doke calling the guy in CC now. Did they doke call? Did they doke call the guy in? Yeah, I mean, that's just fun op, bro. Did they doke call the guy in East to kill him too?
They are moving into somebody's scope. Breeder can now move in and start to take that ground. A minute 15. They've got 2 kills.
Arctics, I give the subject to that. Appreciate you, man.
Great round for Falcons, much better than we saw in round 7. They are going to have Solotov down, but he will be recovered by Doom on the Lion, and they can, after that short pause, get back to getting inside of the map.
I saw a bit of commentary about
Retake East Stairs,
media, by the way.
Twisted Mind.
June do it back in the
We'll look
first half.
undetected is the biggest thing.
Well.
I think they know.
A lot of pros
yeah, they don't call him
even
again because they know he's retaking it. He has
just let it explode because you can't then be called a second time. Once the phone is blown up, it's gone. That's it. Dockerby can no longer call you. What's worse, taking those 40 points of damage and a little bit of fire, which Dov put out straight away with the Tuberal, or being repeatedly spam called, knowing that you will die if you let that keep on happening eventually, because you'll have to try. You have to stop the phone at some point. They will just swing you and kill you. And look now, he might be down a bit on HP, but he's turned it into a kill.
Yeah, because Dov can't be called again.
Very much an air quotes free agent here to roam around the map and cause
another dope call to Hashom.
Yeah, something Nick was talking
just
about.
slow, fucking
just to get to. I'll come back to
slow
that
gameplay with the Dokkaebi here. Just clears out every single roamer slowly but surely.
Lost that damage from the Dokkaebi, as she said, and it might just start to pay dividends now.
Falcons answer back. This is a good ass game,
Falcons level it up, but yeah, it's something that Nick was talking about yesterday. He was kind of wondering out loud as to whether maybe it'll bring a bit of extra value for somebody like Thunderbird, you know, to have those salvation stations down inside a site. You can just tank the damage of the 40, your phone's gone, you can't be called again, and then you just get healed back up, and it kind of neutralizes that threat from Dokkaebi. Obviously, always the problem with stuff like that. I'm not saying, and I don't, you know, Nick wasn't saying that Thunderbird's just going to all of a sudden become, you know, a meta operator pick. Always the problem is, where do you find the space? You know, what do you have to lose in the defensive line to bring that along? But yeah, so, you know, something like that is maybe more of a ranked consideration, but
it's funny you say that. And look, I play currently, like I think many of us do, in the lows of gold. So every rank tries to settle itself down. I've seen quite a lot of Thunderbird, and that is certainly not saying, oh look, it's played in ranked, therefore it's great in pro. No, 100% not. But it did make me start thinking about it. I was like, you might see her quite a bit, because she actually does bring quite a lot. She has barbed wire, bulletproof, or deployable. She's got a shotgun secondary for setting up site and stuff. She does do quite a bit as an operator, not admittedly as much as you might want from someone like a Thorn coming out, or a Malusi, or of course the F-Nats that we saw a second ago. Like, there are lots of other operators that you want to bring first. And I don't think it's so much we're going to bring a Thunderbird just because they've got a Dokkaebi on side. But there may well be at some point teams that have little niche things they want to try and make use of. Maybe they want to do anchor down somewhere more aggressively and just say, you know what, we'll take the initial damage, we'll instantly get healed up, and then we can play the round as normal, as if Dokkaebi didn't exist. It's no problem anymore.
Exactly that. Like I said, I don't think we'll see it creeping into this level of play, but it is an interesting discussion nonetheless. 4-4, we find ourselves moving into round 9, then Ventilation and Workshop will be the next defensive site for Twisted Minds, and it was a little bit of a struggle for them in the last round when they've moved down to a bottom floor site, and we're still trying to, obviously you're a little bit thinner on that top floor.
I was just saying I was dying. I'm gonna eat. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be a fat ass.
Down to your site as well, so it just makes everything.
I was literally dying of hunger.
Of a kind of wing and a prayer to hold on to that top floor, and Falcons were able to take advantage. But what I like to see,
I had a coffee in the morning
was, I said at the
with no food,
a little bit more
and I'm fucking shaking,
together
bro.
A bit more. Let's not see a Monty just on his own trying to push a doorway, and they were 3-4 pushing CCTV together and did great work. So let's see if they continue that. We're going to see the Candela going on.
Is this for the break player or the East player? What are they rolling it onto?
It's going to be again with the aim of getting Breeder into,
or maybe the blind the player break side so that Breeder can walk into break.
Absolutely. Well, we've had this little challenge come through between these two so many times now. That DMR
smoke on the office double, Ying onto the break player,
no, I think he turns
and Breeder goes for, they broke for the kill onto the top East player or the office player.
I'll take the damage again if I really have to. But now we're going to have the
Ying on the top East player.
Again, starts his
Free walks in.
On the Blackbeard. On the Monty, sorry.
Interesting.
This
is actually quite interesting.
Going with all of this. It's a shield. It counts.
Any shield will do.
And the scan comes in. Here we go. Stop with the call coming in. And
oh my god. This guy's in fucking spawn, bro.
Just waiting for him to step out in front of the window and is rewarded for his patience.
Good Ying util. Yeah, Falcons are very efficient with this clear.
Couple of rounds after that first attack failed, it just feels like they've got their edge
back
now. This is more like the Falcons that I would expect to see.
What's the next call coming out?
Kills, like you say, from serious range like that. There's a plan in place. They know where the movement's going to come from. They are ready.
Just need to use the Montaigne to find the next player to target with the dope.
Left to go. They have now got themselves more established inside of the map, so Falcons need to just continue moving. As I'm saying that they're getting themselves together. Use the strays across
That's a lot of fucking damage. He's like walked back into it low key.
There's a player inside of there, and it is too easy.
Ashom gets out. That's crazy.
And he gets away with it. No way. Managed to escape, now getting down towards one.
Oh, evac! Oh my god! What the fuck?
In before him as he finds a 3K. Problem now being Falcons all very low HP him.
Calling fucking Thorn. This guy's dead. Has to pick it up.
But they've got to play it right.
He's gonna tank it.
Yeah, exactly. That Twisted Minds can clear this quite patiently, I would have thought.
That's not how the mute jammer works, G.
That tanking of the damage from the Dokkaebi call.
But he has to. He has to get the 1 HP because it's better to not get spam called.
He's going to continue to be hassled with it. So
now they're calling this guy.
Losing his
now he has to fall over and take it.
For P9, but it's leveled out. Oh no, he did cancel it out.
Oh, he picked it up.
So it has leveled out that health issue a little bit with Hasham being so low now.
They finally get it. Retake Vert. Plant backside. Do they have shotgun Vert?
Kill
the guy above. They didn't stop to play it. Oh my god. What a round.
Through the hatch. They had the chance. It has passed. And now P9's got to
Shum thought he was getting lurked on. That's why I didn't pick it up.
Recover this. Managed to get the drop. No idea. The players were both in behind him just a second ago. I think, in fact, they've even rounded out in towards lobby here. But there we go. Shield in his face. Information going to be feeding across the other side. All Solid's got to do is wait here because P9 can't afford to get this stick off while there's a shield bearing down on him at the same time. Tries to come in for the longer range. Maybe a potential 1v1 to come. But there's only about 5 seconds to work with here. He's out of time. He's white screen. Falcons will hold on to him.
The shield and Montaigne. I mean, Doke and Montaigne combo is just
at the end there. Breeder manages to find the kill, and that's going to do the job. And as you say, Falcons fighting back from... it's been a very back and forth game. It started out 2-0 to Twisted Minds, 3-2 Falcons, 4-3 Twisted Minds, and we now find ourselves at 5-4 Falcons. So it's been very, very back and forth, as we expected on border between these two teams. It's what everybody wanted to see. It's been an absolute slugfest so far, but I just feel like in the last couple of rounds, Falcons have found that extra gear. They just seem to have settled down to me there. I spoke about the mistake yesterday and how it was kind of getting lost in the sauce and maybe playing with an urgency that wasn't needed. That was the complete opposite in that last round. Even in that situation, they had 2 left on site, 3v2. We're not panicking. We're not going to, rush this. We're going to use our utility. The Dokkaebi calls came in. They created difficult situations for them, and it was just so patient, so calm, so collected. Much more what we would expect from Falcons.
Like that, it's definitely the Falcons that we came to expect. We've had this conversation a couple of times, you and I, as it may take a bit of time from still to bed in.
But you did give it the sub for 7 months. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the loyalty. Appreciate you, bro.
Seems to be doing just fine over on G2 at the minute. Admittedly, they are up and flying. And I thought with kickoff and Salt Lake now would be a good time for him to start getting into fighting form. But would they be there just yet after yesterday? I definitely had questions. At the start of this game, I definitely had questions. Even at points here when they've been winning, still a couple of questions about how some of these rounds are playing out. There's been a lot of leaning towards Juices, especially having a brilliant game. But you've equally seen Leakerbat really start to warm up in the second half and put some numbers on the board himself. Twisted Minds, can't say they look too bothered though, Tim. They're ready to go after attack timeout. They still believe they can fight this one back in.
And I wouldn't put it past them, Des. I certainly wouldn't put it past them to still see those overtime rounds that we spoke about. There's only 1 round between these two. Falcons currently sitting with the advantage, 5-4. We're going to be defending the top floor here for Twisted Minds. We have a look back. It's the only successful site that they've actually had so far on the defense, so that bodes well for them at least. But it also with it,
going at a reasonable pace.
Bit of added pressure for the men aside because they are now on the site that they've won. if they lose it this time, where do they go? Where do they go to get those 2 rounds that they're going to need? It starts asking all sorts of questions of them. So it does, I think, put them under a little bit more pressure here. Looking across the lineup, no major surprises there. The mirror still available as the bans have come in and actually taken the mute away. And I think maybe that was aiming towards having that freedom with Dokkaebi. And of course, the mute jammers don't cancel the calls, but they can avoid them. They won't come in to begin with if you're in a mute jammer. But the Dokkaebi has been backed out anyway. But it does. It kind of, Falcons are creating a no-win situation there because now you've got the Deimos and you can't stop the Deimos tracks. So June walks in, manages to get the opener with Snake, another operator that will benefit from not having mute on the board, and Falcons are
another player on
leaning into that ban.
Getting Deimos tracked.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Dub's getting Deimos tracked. They're going to run out, break side,
grow throughout
counter out the
stage
East
2,
tape.
if not be quite dominant. I spoke about that increased range and the impact that that has in terms of being able to block things away. But in a meta where we've got so much reliance on things like a Dokkaebi, a Deimos, you know, all the different tools to rely on information.
Joom reads out. Oh my god, Joom reads out the aggression perfectly. Holy fucking shit.
Gets away with 2, but yeah, I think we have to get a little bit more freedom. No one is going to be sat in behind
shield
the
movement,
mute.
kind of bad at him. Not good ADS there. Inserted an ADS by Rede, really decisive. Good job.
Dov once again left in a 1vx, forced to try and bring down, hit him, but I think we know how this tail ends. It's Falcons with another one. They're up to match point.
Look how
yeah, they're the sort of moments that you bring a player like Joom in for, aren't they? Just absolute star power moment there. Manages to get himself 3 kills, and it just opens up the round. And as I said, such an important round for Falcons to win. 6-4, you've won all 3 sites in a row there. They've won Bathroom Tellers, Ventilation Workshop, and then Armory in that order. So now, Twisted Minds are sat there knowing that they need back-to-back defenses. Where do we go? We've only managed to get a win on top floor so far. They've just beaten us absolutely everywhere. Really, really tough for them now. So love that from Falcons. Great mental resilience after yesterday to bounce back, give us this kind of a performance, and they are right on the verge now of getting all 3 points, and it's going to be top floor again.
Yeah, it just feels like at this point, Twisted Minds don't really have any answers to what they're facing off against. This double intel lineup again, the same sort of thing I was speaking about with Twisted Minds in the first half. Have a shield on side, have some to lock down flanks in the form of a Nomad, have the intel operators, and then you've got a couple of flex slots that you can fill here that Falcons are choosing to lock up with. One of their go-tos, really. Twitch played by a couple of players on this team quite a lot, and also being able to lean into a second intel-based operator. June going to stick on that Snake once again here and look to get busy with it. They need to probably use the Twitch as well to clear out a lot of these traps that are being spread throughout the map. We spoke about border and how a lot of the gunfights come from outside. You do have to go inside at some point, which is where those traps tend to come into their own. The more you can get rid of with the Twitch, the better.
And here we go. The work will start to be carried out. FNAT is going to be the first victim. It's going to at least take away some utility that is trying to hold down CCTV. We've got June working over towards that side as well. And last time around when we saw Falcons trying to break down the CCTV hold, they did it fantastically well.
The streamer is already eating holy shit. My fault, bro. Sorry for having hunger.
A problem in waiting for them if they're not aware of that. I could see a world where they might not thoroughly drone the bottom floor if they're not planning to go in there. So something to be aware of as this round continues.
Taking us to slow. No real need to rush in as well. I don't think they've played well with the clock Falcons. They've consistently found themselves in this 4 versus 1 against Dove with what 40+ seconds left on the clock. They're not pressured, I don't think, on time now. This has been again a classic spot all map long. Constantly been someone normally, admittedly with a DMR, this time Dov isn't. Is playing on the F9, on the Fenrir instead, sorry. So of course not rocking.
I mean, well, probably Deimos track underneath, yeah, 4 bang.
Slight disadvantage.
For the player inside
of
CC
battleground for both teams, it feels throughout the entire game. He will be the first player they want to.
Well, there's an armory player though.
Great work from users on that Twitch. We spoke about the Goyo canisters. He's taken a couple of those out there on Archive Store. We've seen he's just waiting for his Twitch drone to charge up, and he'll take down an FNAT as well.
Getting ready to run out.
And
no C4 in his pocket though. What is he gonna try to kill?
Access to Archive, something that maybe Falcons
powered
can use later in the
underneath
round. They
against
try
the
to
CC
get
kill.
the angle there,
But then they take CC above actually. That's armory control. No C4 underneath. They powered underneath, but they lost sight for it.
In a 3v3 smoke off the board though, that's a big loss. Toxic Babe canisters gone,
Dove's
plant going down.
metal.
Nothing that they can really do.
Oh, good rotate by Dove here. Gets it in time. Wow. Huge play from Dove actually.
Perfect. From Dover, absolutely brilliant stuff.
I like how he's set himself a bit further back and not really looks to get hyper aggressive on challenging from those angles, and it's given them the kills that they need. It's given them the presence that they need as well. Now, Usis on defense was on this wall. I don't think he'll quite get the same opportunity on the attack. Gonna try and stick it here. 3 players all starting together around the
power through. Wow, sure enough, huge retake by Dove. Dove actually fucking perfect play.
Back to him and still have a chance here to send us to overtime.
Just when you think that Falcons are just going to get it done, a nice comfortable 7-4 win, Twisted Minds show that there is a twist in the tail, and they have something to say about it though. But the big problem that they've got, if you remember, I said it was more, not so much about winning the top floor, it was that we need 2 rounds. We need 2 defenses. Where are they going to pick up the second defense? Because they haven't won anywhere other than top floor so far. They're going to now have to win one of those bottom floor sites. That was such a critical kill from Dover. It was so close to the diffuser going down, and I just said how they didn't have any utility at all to prevent that plant. The only option that they had was to go in there and get the shots onto Breda, and they did it. And it was tough. Falcons, you know, they didn't have too many left alive at that point, but again, just having that situation where your planter's not really safe, not really covered, and Twisted Mind's able to take full advantage.
Timeout, Falcons.
Okay, they just want this 1 round over the line. That's why they have that little moment of pause, a chance to have a conversation, a chance to figure out what has to happen in round 12. And I can imagine a lot of talking was done by that man on your screen, not Dov, Leakafak. We've seen it many a time in those situations, Tim, where it's not all on the line here. It's a group stage day, but it wouldn't be great to start it out 0-2, that's for sure. At the same time, that we know that he's the one who likes to get animated and get in there with ideas and see how they're going to see things over the line. Hopefully here, they've got a game plan to see it done. This goes to OT. I think you suddenly open the door for Twisted Minds to snatch this one away from you again.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think Falcons, they just need to get it done now. And it's just...
Dark for East there, potentially to counter out the Doke.
3-point win after, you know, losing yesterday in overtime.
But you could juice up before they Doke call you, and then the fire doesn't do that much damage. I like that.
The confidence of it, not like, right, we've had 2 games go to
we just saw a Doc pick for East Stairs.
Yeah, I think if you Falcons, you definitely want to
counter out the Doke,
especially if you're looking towards keeping hold of
I think that's what that's for. I mean, surely it's what it's for.
Bathroom and Tellers.
Doke is banned? Then why the fuck would they pick Doc? Oh, I guess it's tank nades or fires or some shit. Happy Towels, my fault, chat. Thank you for the biddies, Bob Sack.
Thoroughly enjoying watching.
I'm stupid as hell.
It's brilliant.
I am stupid as hell.
Absolutely wailing on each other. If you look at the
what the fuck is a Doc pick for, bro?
P9 on 14, Doverkin on 11.
You ban Doke ban.
On the side of
Deimos is still strong here, so is Snake.
Steady across the board, but you've got users up there on 12. Phenomenal performance.
Fix your hair. I got you. Thank you. Appreciate the reminder, bro.
How big we've seen some of these players going, but obviously the one that my eye falls to is the one in my fantasy team. The lad told me on Twitter.
So fucked today.
Never mind it.
Post shampoo day hair is just crazy.
Don't die on me. Stop. Get healed now. Get healed. Get juiced up.
Oh my god, they just keep docking the guy on fucking East Stairs. They can't get you
I need some points.
Why is Joom's nade so wide? I look at Joom's nade, that shit looks hilarious.
You could be, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th.
I've got Leakafak. It's alright.
Hopefully,
there we go.
You will be looking for something on one side at least. That's
underneath CC window hop.
No, but we're going to have the long shot attempt. John,
come on, man.
Trying to find his man. Doesn't get the view through onto Solotov. He's not going to be challenging into a TCSG. He will know better than that. Just relocates himself and going to be looking to push into CCTV and break instead.
Oh, almost wallbangs a fallback to office side. That's crazy. There's a player here on break door.
Through as well.
Flip though. Looks like Falcon's flipping the push, but Twisted Minds also flipped the bodies to counter out the push.
I mean, Dobbs, I think, still
leaving this East guy alone now, it seems like. Oh, what a shot by Solotov. Holy moly.
Please, just one.
Never mind.
Holy fucking moly.
It's alright, and then my other fantasy player goes down too. Leakafak's off the board as well. Both been deleted, but it's still a man advantage. No, it's not, because Dov has gone even bigger. Timmy's found 2. 3 versus 3. My only worry is, as those numbers dwindle, that shield becomes only more threatening. Brede is still standing.
Yeah, that's the big focus at the minute. They've got top floor now. We've got Hasham actually, yeah, still inside of Armory, looking to challenge through, but I don't know how much Falcons are aware of that. Maybe there's an air jab just preventing him pushing forward and getting aggressive onto them. But a little bit of a relocation coming in here from the Shield. Freeday's going to head downstairs instead of trying to work from above. So I think the plan is very much going to be try and get inside a site, put a plant down, and then hold it.
Oh!
They know where the player is, and Solitov removes
the play
his
from
head.
above
Don't
is going to be hurtful, though.
And that is a big
Do
loss
they have
to Twisted
a
Minds.
cam for
30
this?
seconds.
Surely they have a cam for this.
The plant's going down as well. I think Shom's in a position to be able to deny this, and there's Solitov on for 3 in the
game over
round.
here.
Shom's not going to be able to rescue
Yeah,
this
it was
one,
a
I'm
sandwich
afraid.
plant, so you can't see it from
Shield is gonna go
catwalk.
up, and yes, Solitov might be
good
low.
shot
He might
by
have to,
Hesham,
that is
though.
unbelievable.
But this
Fair
Shield,
play.
the Montagne
He's got
and a
rid of
fucking
Solitov for a
line.
white screen. That's
Realistically
impressive, but
speaking,
still
there's
far too
no
much work
way
to do, I'm
Falcons lose
afraid.
this as long as
It's exactly
Predate's
like we
making
saw
contact and
earlier on. It
shielding
was
and
a 1
unshielded.
versus 2 in a similar position, and he needs to get a hell of a lot done if he's going to be able to recover this one. Try and bait away on the defuse a little bit, get Breeder to drop the shield, and then maybe try and go for a kill
Good
here.
angle.
But it's Yuzu's at
Falcons
range.
win. Huge
It means a lot
comeback.
to Leaky Fack. It
Beautiful
means a lot
game.
to Falcons. They get their first win of the stage here on day 2.
As if Fett had something to say about it. A 3v1 in the final round ends very differently for Falcons this time. They get the job done, take a full 3 points, and it's a good win for them against Twisted Minds.
A massive win indeed. 2 more games to go tonight. G2 versus Heretics coming up after a short break.
Got the